Joining you from right here of the LAFC Performance Center, I am Max Bretos. This is LAFC Black and Gold. Want to say a very warm thank you to Mark Rogandino for filling in for me last week. Did a stand-up job as I took care of some family affairs down in Miami. I'm back, very excited as we head into the international break. A lot going on for LAFC coming off the big win in Toronto. A big show for you ahead. As we always do, we will sit down with head coach Bob Bradley. We will hear from a guy who I thought had his best game of the season in that victory against Toronto, and an inspiring story from an LAFC fan. You won't want to miss this. New segment here on LAFC Black and Gold, and we'll give you all the latest news and notes in case you missed it. It begins with the international break and the call-ups. Carlos Vela and Walker Zimmerman staying home for now with their national teams, but Shaft Brewer gets a call-up to the under-20s for the United States, André Horta for the under-21s of Portugal, and Dejan Jakovic for Canada. It is also a chance for Josh Perez and Tristan Blackman to get some valuable playing time. They have been loaned out to Phoenix Rising. LAFC does have the option of bringing back those guys at any time to the big club here at LAFC. And then the new expansion team in Miami has a new crest, and Inter Miami. It's a big story here for LAFC because the bar has been raised for expansion teams. Look no further than this club on how to do it. Best of luck to David Beckham, Marcelo Claure, and everyone involved with that club down in South Florida. And a very special initiative by Major League Soccer. It is Kick Childhood Cancer Month. We here at LAFC will be participating as well with the scarf, with the t-shirt. If you tweet or do an Instagram post with scarves up, MLS Works will donate $5 to the cause. So get out there, retweet, tell your friends. It's a very cool thing to be part of. As is the story of Juan Villa. He is an LAFC fan. He came to a game one time. The fans noticed him in the corners with his dad. They came over, and well, the next thing, he got to come here. It is a very special video. I know you'll enjoy it.
My son is my love, man. And every minute that I spend with him is unbelievable. He has a real pose. When he born, he was good, and then he gets sick. And he was like 48 days in the hospital. He almost passed away. But he's a survivor. He always fights to be happy, and he's our angel.
Who is your favorite player?
Vela.
Carlos Vela? Yeah, see.
When I start checking the website and I see the stadium that it was coming along, that's when we start kind of see like to go for the LAFC.
It is Los Angeles Football Club hosting Sporting KC.
We went to different games, and then that was the first game that we was in the same spot like on the corner, and it was the best game for him. When he see Vela coming to him, he jumped out his wheelchair. That's why I tried to grab him, and then he started getting so excited. Normally he doesn't make so much noise, but that day he was like, want to scream and everything because Vela was approaching to him.
Para uno como jugador, el tener la oportunidad de hacer feliz a gente con alguna necesidad, sobre todo a niños que realmente necesitan de esa alegría, es un orgullo.
Voilà, j'ai moi-même une fille qui est un peu différente des autres et voilà, quand on voit ça, voilà, moi ça me fait juste plaisir.
To be able to use this platform of being a professional athlete to put a smile on a kid's face and see his dad in tears is special.
It's one of the best games, and I think one of the most memories I might remember all this season.
¿Qué pasa, amigo? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien?
Watching him on the field, how he react and everything, that's out of my mind, man.
How are you, my man? Okay? We appreciate it so much that you come and help us in games and not come to training.
I don't have words to say what it means, but it's something unbelievable. It's one time in a life experience, so thank you for you guys.
All right, here we are with Bob Bradley, and it seems like for a while you were playing 2 games a week for a good stretch there, and now there's no game this weekend. So what do you get to do on a week like this that you don't get to use on a regular match day week?
It's important because it allows us to go back and take football ideas that we've tried to put in place from the beginning and take a hard look at how we're doing with some of those things. And you know, that kind of reinforcement, we show them some plays from games, We try to connect dots to them what training looks like, because they can understand that we create situations in training to fit what we see in games. So I think it allows us the time to sort of step back and look at all the details in the way we try to play and see if we can improve all areas.
Is there a tangible, like, recharge the batteries moment for obviously the coaches and more particularly the players? A week like this?
It does give the week a different sort of flow. I think we're not spending as much time this week on preparation for the next opponent, so we can spend more time in the afternoons looking at the training session that took place in the morning, seeing if there's anything from training that we want to either use for video the next day or do again on the training field. So it allows us just to focus on our game and some of the things that we want to work on the most, knowing that we have plenty of time next week to get everything correct for New England.
Getting closer to being fully loaded with your squad. Danilo and Dio, two guys that would feature in your 18, if not your 11, on a regular basis. What are they working on this week as they try and get closer to getting back on the field?
In both cases, we felt that this 2-week international break would work well to move them along and get them hopefully ready for games down the stretch. And so Gavin Benjafield takes the lead with the performance staff, making sure that we go step by step. So neither one is training with the team in the first week, but we're hopeful that by next week we'll have them back in regular training. But they're both physically making the progress that we want. And again, it's a 2-week period where you can concentrate on each player and try to see what they need for the final part of the season.
Great news, certainly, on that front. And it is an international week, as you touched on. 3 guys are going to be getting some international duty. Shaft with the under-20s of the Americans, André Horta with the under-20s of Portugal, and Dejan Jakovic with Canada. Of those guys, when you look at who can get the most out of this experience, what are your thoughts?
Well, we're always excited when Shaft gets in with the 20s. Obviously, he's not gotten that much playing time with us, but he's very athletic. I think he's improved. And for him to get in front of the U20 staff, Tab Ramos and his group, show that he's going in the right direction, I think it's good for his confidence. He obviously has a lot of friends in that group, and I think it keeps him very motivated. In a similar way, it was really important for André to get called back into the Portugal under-21s and show that he's still making a lot of progress. And I know that he is not yet done everything that he wants to do here at LAFC, but we certainly felt that the 60-plus minutes that he gave us against Toronto show that things are going in a good direction. And then Dejan is just a guy that we count on. And in recent weeks, we've called on him in different ways. He's stepped up. He's done a good job. And the fact that he continues to get called in for Canada, I think, reinforces what he brings to our team.
And we like to echo what you said, and we're thrilled certainly for those 3 guys. Good chance for Bob Bradley. I know we last spoke to you, got to spend some time, Michael, and see the grandkids. So a good time for Bob Bradley to put some more wind in the sails as you get ready for the next couple weeks?
Look, there was so much said and written about going back to Toronto, but away from all the talk on a family side, we love when we have the chance to be together, and that part was great. And Sunday morning, as I promised, I was playing football in the backyard with Luca. He's really getting better. This summer's been great for him.
He's got great guidance between you and Granddad and Dad.
He's doing great. And so, a chance to spend some time with Michael and talk about his family, talk about football, talk about, always what's going on in LAFC, what's going on with Toronto FC this year, the challenges, that part we always try to support each other. And now this week, look, my wife and I enjoy our time together, and a little bit of U.S. Open. Nadal last night.
What did you think? Did you stay till the end?
No,
the whole
I
time?
couldn't make it to the end.
All right.
But for 4 sets, and the U.S. Open is such an incredible event. Saw Serena earlier in the night. Amazing athlete, competitor. What she does is just awesome, always. And then, you know, on the men's side, sad to see Federer go out because he's a great player, but the level of the match, Nadal and the team was incredible. They were smacking balls, hitting lines, and Nadal is an incredible competitor. And so how can you not like him?
He's keeping the kids off his tail. They get closer and then wham.
He's a great player.
By the way, maybe our favorite moment of our YouTube TV broadcast when Javrina asked you about Michael's performance in the first semi. You said, I ain't looking at that. That was my personal favorite.
Oh, I mean, look, there's plenty of time afterwards to look at all things. But at halftime, the focus, you know, we had a game plan, and we had done some things well. We had the lead, and there was, I wasn't thinking about from his end. I mean, I knew that we had to do the best we could to control what he does to their team. Look, on the night, he still put an incredible effort in for his team, as he does all the time. And you know, it's a big plus for us, certainly a disappointment for them, but look, that's how football works, you know, and by the next day, all of us were excited to see each other and have a chance to spend some time together.
Thanks for sharing that with us here, Bob. Appreciate that. Much more LAFC Black and Gold coming up after this. Certainly great for LAFC to be back here at home after going to Toronto and getting a massive 3 points against the reigning MLS Cup champs, Toronto FC. So many great performances. Me personally, I thought Eduardo Atuesta was lights out, maybe his best game of the season. Mark Anthony Kay, who joined us on our YouTube TV broadcast. If you don't have YouTube TV, get it today. He agreed with me. Eduardo Atuesta playing a big role in the back of that midfield. Here is a closer look at the Colombian midfielder.
Crié con mis abuelos los primeros años de mi vida. Mi abuelo me enseñó a jugar fútbol desde los 3 años, 4 años. Le encanta enseñar el fútbol, le encanta, lee mucho, estudia mucho, entonces tiene como cosas de técnico que obviamente por su trabajo y por lo que tenía no iba a dejar por cumplir eso. Tenía una familia y tenía que trabajar, pero siempre era como su pasión, su hobby, y cuando nací yo fue como, bueno, es la persona en quien voy a plasmar todo lo que he leído y todo lo que siento pasión. Empezamos a entrenar todos los días a las 5 de la mañana, entonces era como mi sensei en todo. No era fácil para un niño levantarse a las 5 de la mañana y menos para él aguantarse a un niño levantándose a las 5 de la mañana, entonces valoro mucho lo que hizo por mí, de enseñarme a jugar desde tan temprana edad, siempre muy unidos, muy espirituales. Eso me ayudó muchísimo a ser quien soy en estos momentos.
Middle of the park, looking for a pass.
Mi abuelo siempre me dijo que muchas veces el mejor no es el que hace los goles, que mirara más allá de dónde venía la jugada, quién hacía todo antes de que llegara ese balón dentro de la red. Y eso para mí siempre caló en mi mente, siempre estuvo ahí y fue direccionándome como jugador dentro de la cancha. Por ende, juego siempre en la mitad del campo. Pienso que es lo que me gusta y es lo que desde pequeño me inculcaron.
Great story there of a guy who persevered, worked hard, waited his turn, and now playing a featured role. Also cool to see LAFC extending out into Colombia, the LAFC family, that is. Okay, MLS has announced the Cup playoffs for this season. I know many of you here are new to the league, new to LAFC, and may need a little refresher on it. So this is how it goes. Season ends on October the 28th. Then you have a knockout round on October 31st, November 1st. One game, winner goes on, loser goes home. That'll be between the 3rd and 6th place teams. You want to finish 3rd or 4th, you get the home game. Then you go to the conference semifinals, which will be November 4th and 11th. That's over 2 legs. Then international break, November 25th and then the 29th. That is the conference finals, home and away. So you could have 0 home games, you could have 4 home games. The last game, MLS Cup, you get to host it if you have the best regular season record of the 2 teams that remain, and that will be on December the 8th. A long way to go. Where LAFC falls in all of that, only time will tell. And I know what you're thinking. You're wondering, where can someone get this glorious shirt? Well, your time is coming very soon. 2 really cool things to announce regarding the September 15th game against the New England Revolution. It's Metro night, and if you are one of the early fans to get there, you can get a tap card, commemorative tap card with LAFC on it. That should be very cool. And then it's LAFC Dodger night, so come out and you can get this shirt. I would get a large. This has got a little extra room in my perfect world. But look how cool. Get out there, a big game, one of the last chances you'll be able to see LAFC play in the regular season from now. That's all the time we have for LAFC Black and Gold. I'm Max Bretos. We'll see you next time. Get out to the game the 15th and the 22nd. We'll see you soon.